Now, I could have had someone like Kai or Toshiko be the mastermind or traitor within the group, as in many of the community's fan fiction and or past predictions. It just doesn't work as well as Eva being the mastermind. I love the idea of an influence broadcasting the game for views. It just doesn't fit the serious tone of the game. Plus, I love Kai. He's no mastermind. I don't like that her crash out and breakdown at the end and after the trial weren't genuine. They were so good, but it just doesn't work for my version. It also does shame me that her execution would be faked in this universe, but she is the ultimate liar. So be it. Now, personally, I don't like it when the mastermind is a student within the group that's being forced to kill each other. It takes away from the whole we are in this together, all forced to play a killing game we don't want and possibly die. It's just not as fun to me if there's someone deceiving the whole group who's not actually a poor victim in all this, too. Now, I get it that that's the point, to have a heartbreaking betrayal and paranoia amongst the group. We don't need a secret traitor pulling the strings when there's Tozu running the games anyway. Tozu can just be the man running the killing game and don't need someone behind him pulling the strings who's secretly in the group. Now, you're probably thinking that this is my version, so I don't have to have a mastermind in the group if I don't to. But it's all set up for a mastermind traitor in the group that I can't take it out. Eva being the ultimate liar makes more sense. She's actually lying about something big. Her whole lying because she didn't want to be known as a mathlete was funny, and it did fit her being a liar when she eventually killed someone. And she did have a lot of character narrative surrounding her being a liar that was executed just fine in the first chapter, even though I still think it was stupid to lie about that. But it just make more sense to use that ultimate liar stuff in a bigger way than it did. I'm not doing the Maria Tsunaka stuff as in the original developer from 5 years ago's leak, and her having knew Wolfgang beforehand and the Genesis Company stuff. Read the manifesto if you haven't. But I do think it's interesting if Eva knew Wolfgang beforehand and they played some act together being opposed to each other while secretly planning the killing game, but I don't like it. I'm sure there's an interesting way for it to be done here, but I just can't do it. Maybe in a future video. Her character of wanting to destroy the power people have over her that was described in the developer's leak, that fits in with what they had in the final product. Her being bullied and hating her talent makes her goals make sense. Her motivation makes sense. Her backstory in chapter 1 where she was bullied and unloved is all true. She wasn't a complete liar. She did share her struggle and trauma to Damon, and also the group before her execution to sell her lies. As for her bond, it also makes Damon's connection to her feel more real with the whole destroy people's power over her thing. Because Eva is hypocritical, she hates her ultimate talent but wants to be known as an ultimate. She doesn't think greatly of the ultimates around her, reasoning someone will kill. And Damon connects to all that. He doesn't think all ultimate talents are notable. He positions himself better than everyone else. That's exactly what Eva feels. This is her talents makes her beneath people. There can be a kind of gripe there where Eva hates Damon's self-centeredness, but Damon would have learned throughout his journey. And Damon would have bonded with Eva. He was the only one who stood up for her, even if she was just trying to manipulate people, and he was the only one who fell for it. They're connected to each other, and their story should end together, just like how it started together, waking up next to each other in the boiler room with Eva not trusting him, but still working with him. As for the backstory of the school, I don't really care too much for it. So this ain't going to be good. Forgive me. Years ago, the Eden's Garden School did games on its students, and eventually the students ended up dead, and it was covered up. That's how Kara died. Eva lived her life bullied and looked down on by her parents in school, having no love. So she pushed herself to get back at the system and the ultimates and the world by rejecting their world order and toppling it all with a killing game of humanity's brightest. She organized the game with the backing of the cult organization Tozu works for. In the original outline, it was called Genesis. In the final planned version with Cassidy, I'm not sure what it was, but she started some animal wearing cult organization, something. I don't know. This cult organization worshiped the Ultimates, but hated the system that allowed the bad things that happened at the school prior with the dead students. So they agreed to this world shaking, government toppling plan to create Eva's killing game and showcase it to the world of the wrongdoings of Eden's Garden and the Ultimates in it. Tozu is just works for the cult. I'll get to him later and the different possibilities. I'll get back to that in a second, but to the more important point. Damon sacrifices himself to bring down Eva. Eva, who accepting defeat, willingly dies with him to bring an end to her struggle. Eva started to see where she was wrong and did have a friend in Damon, but not wanting to change fully, she decided to die partially to make up for everything, but also to refuse to change and look at the world differently from her struggled filled life. It's somewhat redeeming, but is also a villain refusing to reform. Not the best, but I think it fits for her. They can die by Damon thinking about using his Tozu perk to kill Eva, and she would be pushing him to do it. Eva partially wants to die as a martyr for the cause of ending the ultimate system, and also because she's empty with nothing to live for but revenge against the world for her treatment. But Damon refuses to kill her, not wanting to see her die a second time, even if she is the mastermind and betrayed him, so he kills himself.